Hello, Packers fans. JR Radcliffe joined by Tom Silverstein of PackersNews.com. Day 3 for us at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. Today we heard from members of the secondary as well as some tight ends. And Tom, I think if Packers fans are really looking for a name to kind of focus on or a name that has come up a lot, Cooper DeJean of Iowa is one of those guys. He's a cornerback, but could potentially play safety. There's been some talk of that today. He got a chance to meet the media. He is not testing at the Combine. Give me your thoughts on him. It's unclear kind of where he'll play. I think he'd rather play cornerback. I think most people think that's doable, but he could kind of work either way. And we know that Brian Gutekunst loves, versatility. So give me your thoughts on him today.
Well, the Packers have a little bit of history with Iowa cornerbacks.
Yes,
Micah Hyde in 2013, and he's the closest thing to Micah Hyde. Now they also have Josh Jackson, who didn't turn out like they were. All three are ball hawking type of players,
right.
And that's what you kind of get in Iowa. And I think DeJean, he played a lot near the line of scrimmage. He played in the slot more this past year. I mean, he's returned 3 interceptions for touchdowns, got a ton of pass breakups, but he's also got decent size and strength. And so I think he's the type of guy like Micah Hyde who could wind up at safety.
Yeah.
Maybe starts out in the slot and then moves to safety. Now, if the Packers are looking for a rookie to start at safety, he's potentially it. He might have to. It might take a little bit of a transition, but that's the type of guy they want, versatile.
Yeah. Here's another guy you wrote about today, Max Melton, and Packers fans will know that last name because Bo Melton was one of the breakout players on this team this year. His younger brother, who's also went to Rutgers, both guys went to Rutgers, played on the same team for 2 years. He's a cornerback, not a receiver, cornerback. Talked a lot about his relationship with Bo, and that was very cool. Yeah. And he might fit what the Packers are doing. He could be as fast as he is. He could be a really fast riser here. Who knows? That could be a fit.
Oh, I think he'd be a great fit, and if he's anything like Bo Melton, you're getting a quality guy who's going to work his butt off. And I don't know if he'd keep his mouth shut. Bo Melton is the quieter of the two brothers by far.
This guy's definitely a fun personality.
Yeah, Max has got the gift of gab, but there's no question that he's got the size, he's got the speed. Bo Melton, I remember talking to him about Max at the end of last year, and I asked him, he's not faster than you, is he? He said, I think he is.
Yeah.
And Bo Melton's a 4.34 40 at the Combine 2 years ago. So if Max runs faster than that, holy cow, look out. He might slip into the first round. So that'll be interesting to see. But he's built. He's not a slight guy. And he could play the slot. And, he's a little short for safety, but I think he's the kind of guy you wouldn't be afraid to put at the slot and play the run,
We ask probably some variation of this question every year, but what we see now on the field, finally, there are actual on-field testing going on here in Indianapolis, linebackers and defensive linemen today, how much that should matter versus what's on the tape. And the Packers, we know, love guys who are athletic. I'm sure a lot of teams do. They love those, those pure athletes, and more often than not, they do turn out. We know that more athletic guys obviously have a better chance of succeeding, but it's always a question of how seriously do we take the Combine? So I guess from a Packers perspective, how seriously do they take this Combine versus what they already have on tape?
I think they have an impression from all the scouting they've done. I mean, they've been on the road, they've been watched a million reels of tape, and I think what the Combine does is either solidifies their opinion on a guy, or it raises a question, or it also can open your eyes. Okay, maybe we should go back and check. Is this guy, maybe his film wasn't great, but he's so athletic. Can we pass him up? And, I think that it's all part of the process. I don't think you see guys. They always say guys are rising at the Combine or lowering. Only if they blow something away with speed and strength or agility. Otherwise, I think most of the board is already set, and there will just be adjustments based on some of the testing.
We talked to a couple guys who worked with Jeff Hafley, the Boston College head coach. Elijah Jones from Boston College, of course. He was head coach at Boston College. Jeff Proctor from Ohio State, who worked with him in 2019 when Hafley was at Ohio State. The immediate reaction, obviously guys can maybe sell it one way or the other. The immediate reaction is eyes light up. Like, they really did like Jeff Hafley, and it seems like everybody has a really high opinion of the kind of teacher that he could be, right?
Right. I think as a defensive backs coach, he's really highly regarded. And then as a head coach, his role was a little different. I think he still was a teacher, but I think the thing you hear over and over again is that he just knows how to teach and makes it, simplified so they can not really have to think about it. And that's, you think about the 49ers defense, the Jets defense, the old Seattle Seahawks defense. All they did was run and react, or react and run. It was like see something and go get it. And I think that's what he's trying to get. And, his defense at Ohio State, his Boston College defense was pretty good. They made a big jump the first year, and then they were okay after that. But, those players did speak really highly of him.
Tomorrow is skill position, guys. It's going to be some excitement. Caleb Williams will be here, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr. These are not players that the Packers are going to have a chance to draft. But is there anything that you're curious about? Running back is one position, I guess, that will be interesting. What is in your head as you head into Friday?
I was joking with some longtime reporters that I've known, and I was saying, I've never had to come to a combine and worry about a quarterback. I just go here and it's, I'm working on something else, So it's just kind of fun to not have to worry about that. But we're going to be looking at those running backs. They won't run till Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
So, but those are guys we want to see. And then I'm still interested to see what Caleb Williams has to say, and May, and there's a good class of quarterbacks that we're all going to be looking at.
We will be here again tomorrow, Friday, to take in our last day here in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. Thanks for tuning in. We will check back in with you tomorrow. Goodbye.